Hi, my name is Isaiah. I'm a psychologist here at the clinic. I have a 4-year degree in clinical psychology. Who are you?
Um, I am a junior at the University of Mary. I am a full-time student going to school to be an accountant, and I work full-time at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Love Wild Wings. So one thing I will tell you before we start is that everything here is confidential. Nothing will be shared. However, if your insurance does ask questions in order for me to get paid and for everything to be covered so you don't have to pay it out of your pocket, I will have to give them some details of what happens in our sessions. Is that okay? Okay. So what brings you here?
I feel really depressed lately, so I figured I should come talk to somebody.
Okay. Why do you think you feel depressed?
I haven't really been able to sleep a lot lately, and I haven't really been hanging out with my friends as much as I used to, and in the times when I do hang out with my friends, I just feel really disconnected from them.
Disconnected how?
I don't really relate to them as much as I used to. I used to be able to converse with them and have a good time with them, and now when I'm with them, it's more so just I just want to go back home.
So even when you're out, you feel alone.
Yeah, I guess.
You feel the same way at work?
Sometimes. I wouldn't say it's being a server, I don't really spend a lot of time with my coworkers anyways. We're each doing our own thing, so I'm pretty much alone anyways.
Are you able to hold conversations with people who go to Buffalo Wild Wings, people you're serving?
I mean, as much as any server would have a conversation with their table, don't talk to them for a long time, but I could ask them how their day's going.
So what can you tell me about your day in life? What's your usual day like?
I wake up at 7-ish, give or take, and I have class at 8, and then I normally, if I even go to class, I don't make it to that class every day. And then after that, I don't have class again until noon, so I'll normally go back home and take a nap. And then I have class at noon and 1, and then I typically will work at 4. And so then I'll just go home and get ready for work, shower and stuff. And then I'll go to work for the rest of the night, and then I'll go home, do some homework, and go to bed.
Why do you feel like you skip class? You just don't want to go, or just don't find class interesting?
I would say it's more so just I don't feel the need to go, and I don't know. I do fine without going, so I find it pointless to get up and go.
What's this class called that you're taking?
Accounting Information Systems.
And what's your major?
Accounting.
So you don't find your accounting class to be important with your accounting major?
Well, it seems like it's mostly common sense. So, I don't go to class, but I still get good grades on my tests and stuff. And so it doesn't really give me much motivation to go to class.
So when you don't show up to class, does your professor say anything? Do you guys email back to back, back to back, back and forth? So when you skip class, are you usually sleeping, or what are you doing if you skip class?
Sometimes I don't wake up to my alarm. Sometimes I do wake up and I just say I don't want to go. So then I just don't go.
Okay, what goes through your head when you say you don't want to go? Just you don't feel the need to go, pointless information like you said before?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what do you feel like, let's go apart from school, what do you feel like your biggest life stressor is? Or stressors?
I don't know, I guess kind of feeling the need to please everybody. I don't like it when people are upset. I don't like it when things are wrong. I want to make everybody happy, and I want to make everything go well. And so when somebody's upset, even if I don't know them, if I could tell somebody's upset, it kind of just it affects me. I take it personally. as if I did something wrong, even if I had nothing to do with it.
So you feel like something wrong happens is because of you.
Yeah.
Does that carry over to work?
Yeah.
Give me an example of having that work that you know, like now, and thinking retrospectively, that you know that wasn't your fault, but you still felt like it was kind of your fault.
I feel like any time when like one of my coworkers is even having a bad day, like I feel like I kind of contribute to them having a bad day, even if they were having a bad day before they came into work, and like if they were in a bad mood when I first get there, like I still feel like, what did I do to make them upset, even though like I hadn't seen them since the last shift we worked together, which could have been a week ago. Like, it's always different, but I feel like that happens pretty frequently.
So, before you go to work, you said you get ready. How often do you find yourself doing your makeup out of the week?
Every day. Like for work?
For
every
work
day.
or school?
For school, not so often for my 8 a.m. class, because I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go home, like after my nap, I'll usually wake up and put my makeup on every day.
And how long do you spend doing that?
Like on an average day, like an
Yes.
hour or so.
So you spend an hour doing, okay.
Sometimes more. That's kind of if I just do the basics.
The basics. Well, I'm a guy, so I don't know what the basics are. So, what do you feel? Do you have a relationship with somebody that you know that you think of as like the best relationship? That can be family, it can be friends, but it's like your most like the most firm relationship that you have. You can be honest with this person. You can be you can tell this person what's on your mind every day. If you
My
wanna hang
best
out.
friend,
Yeah, your best friend. Who would that be?
Riley.
Okay. What does she do?
She currently is not in school. She is saving up money to become a cosmetologist and go to cosmetology school. So she works at Buffalo Wild Wings with me.
Okay. And how long have you known her for?
2 years, about.
How'd you guys meet?
We met at a social gathering with our other friends from mutual friends.
You said she dropped out of school?
Yeah.
Why'd she drop out of school?
When she first went into school, she came to Mary, and she didn't really know what she wanted to do with her life yet. And so when she got up here and started taking classes, like she realized that like the typical university like wasn't what she wanted to do. Like she wanted to do like beauty stuff, like hair and makeup. Like that's what she was passionate about. And so she decided to drop out of Mary and go chase that dream of hers.
Okay. Why do you think you and Riley get along so well?
Because we're like, this is gonna sound like contradictory, but we're like exact opposites, but we're exactly the same. Like our feelings and like the way we think is exactly the same. Like if something happens to her, like I know how she's coping with it, and like vice versa, but our personalities are completely opposite. Like Riley is very outgoing and very outspoken, and like I'm not that way. Like I'm a little bit more reserved about the things that I say and do, and so like I keep her riled in a little bit because she can go crazy, but she gets me out of my comfort zone.
What does she do when she goes crazy? When you say go crazy, what's some things she does?
She has a really big heart, and she wears it on her sleeve a little too much, so she gets very emotional about certain things that she thinks is rational, but it's not usually rational. And so like I have to like just look at her in the face and be like, Riley, you're being crazy. Like think about the situation right now. You're being stupid. Like stop.
And she listens?
Yeah.
Is there ever a time where she doesn't listen?
Not while she's sober.
Not what she's sober, so she drinks a lot, or no?
She doesn't drink a lot. Just like socially, like every once in a while.
Okay. Is she 21?
No.
No. Okay. Well, it sounds like you have a pretty good friend. Has she helped you with anything? Because does she know that you think you're struggling with depression at all? Or?
Yeah, she does her best to help me, like, when I give her that opportunity to. Like, in most instances, like, I like to kind of shut people out, especially when I'm struggling with something. Like, I don't like to let that part out, which kind of goes back to, like, I don't like it when people are upset. Like, I don't want to push like, I want to make people happy, so if people know I'm upset, then I feel like I can't make them happy.
Mhm.
And so I kind of, like, shut people off when it comes to that portion.
And so you don't find yourself doing that with Riley? Or do you do it sometimes?
I do sometimes, like, when she really, like, sits me down and, like, makes me talk to her, then I will. But if we're, like, out to lunch or something and she's like, hey, Brittany, like, what's wrong with you? Then, like, I'll just be like, nothing, I'm good, like, I'm just tired, or something of that sort. Like, I'll just say something. Or, like, class is stressing me out, or whatever.
Do you think that's more protecting yourself, or more you not wanting her to know anything?
Maybe a little bit of both. Like, 'cause I don't want to be weak. Like, I don't want people to view me as weak. 'Cause I like to view myself as being, like, strong and independent. And so I don't want somebody to know, like, my weaknesses in life. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, I just don't think everybody needs to know everything. Even though she's my best friend, like, she knows more about me than probably anybody. But when it comes to moments like that, I feel like I don't really share those with anybody.
Okay. So we have your best relationship. Who do you think your worst relationship